Okay, and sort your hair out. Good morning, and mine's a yard arm. All right, checking out some of the topicality for you and the celebrity gossip as well. Graduate tried to blow up flat there. Very difficult. I bet he fainted, actually. He looked pretty silly pumping through the keyhole there. What a silly story. Claimants, weird this one. Claimants are consumers. Strikes me as a weird claim, actually. I mean, they're so small and spindly. It doesn't matter if they're consumers or not. I mean, I don't mind, just as long as they stay under the stones and don't run around all over my legs, etc. And ministers want to put more cash in classrooms. Just a silly idea. I think the kids would nick that there. Heard accuses Baghdad of playing cat and mouse games with the hostages. Well, at least they're getting a bit of recreation. I like games. I mean, it's probably not a computer game or anything, but it's probably great fun hiding behind the bits of furniture and generally running about in a frisky fashion. Okay, hey, there's been a lot of talk about this Guinness trial, right? Loads of stuff going on there. Just loads of stuff in the court and all that stuff and the fuss. Yeah, just in the topicality and the bits. We just love it, yep. But actually, I've been thinking, I mean, it's all a bit unnecessary because actually, you know, you like the stuff or you don't. Either you do or you don't. I mean, it's not sweet enough for me, but I mean, I think it's okay, really. And, you know, some people should take a choice. Okay, IRAQ frees family. That's a weird story, that. IRAQ frees family. Well, that's sensationally sick. I mean, those guys are bad enough for forming a queue, but to chuck innocent people into a fridge, I mean, come on. And 18p on petrol. That would ruin your engine, wouldn't you? I'm not going to let that get into any of my car. And going to check out some of the celebrity gossip too. Says hitman Pete Waterman got a shock last week when he found out that the Bass Cat Blutie who kissed him on his TV show was really a fella. I never fall for that one myself. I mean, all the birds have an appointment with the Tommy Banana before we shoot the show. I give him a swift jab in the root shoot. And I see here that terribly sad news for old Stevie Ray Vaughan there. Just fought into their disaster. Absolutely terrible. Just exploded there in the massive beer guts and fashionably long hair and stuff. Just very great pity. Everyone says what a wonderful guitarist he was. But I have to say that I'm going to miss some of his wonderful, wonderful vocal performances there. Things like Gotta Have Something in the Bag, Frank, and Come Softly to Me. Just a great shame he went there. And a letter too here in Wadey's Mail says, Dear Wade, this request is for two very good friends of mine. They're actually called Dave and Anne-Marie Elphick, but please don't read out their names. You see, their 17-year-old daughter, Edmund, was recently killed in a freak tree felling accident. She was just helping us to cut down a large chestnut, and we thought the safest place for her would be right next to the tree. So she stood by the trunk while Tony and I actually pushed it over. Well, after it had crashed to the ground, we realized that it had landed right on top of her, and that's when we realized what all the screaming had been about. So we have a motto in our family, first things first, and after tea, during which we congratulated each other on our own tremendous strength, we decided to see if she was still alive. Unfortunately, of course, it was getting a bit dark by then, and in the morning she was dead. Now, it was very, very difficult telling Dave and Anne-Marie because it was so obviously her fault. So in the end, we made it much easier for them by saying that she had quite suddenly gone completely mad and thrown herself under the falling trunk, screaming, I hate my lousy family, they just don't understand. They both had immediate nervous breakdowns, and since then are back in the community. I'm sure they'd like to hear Monty Python's The Lumberjack song. That's yours, Jill, and Tony Croft. P.S., they say, they gave Edmund's body to medicine. As you know, I don't actually do requests. I consider it rather pathetic and old-fashioned sort of radio. I mean, what do you think I am, stupid or something? I don't want to end up in a mental home shouting, hello, darling, at the windows. And anyway, it does sound rather as if your friends are actually completely to blame for the whole thing. I mean, if you think about it, they are the parents, aren't they? And anyway, if anything, they're the last people who need cheering up. I mean, just think of the kick they'll be getting from the thought that Edmund's organs are now being used to save other people's lives. Well, that, I think, more than compensates for the loss of one pesky daughter, doesn't it? Okay, keep your letters coming in, Wadey's Mail, and Wade Carr, WC on the radio. And we've got a wonderful hot number 2 now from the Beach Boys.